In the land of Skyrim, there are many annoying individuals with overinflated egos. Just look at Anton Varain in Markarth, who thinks he's better than everyone else. Or Jarl Sidgeir in Falkreath, who only cares about living lavishly even if it's at the detriment of his citizens. But definitely not me, Master Neloth, for I am more humble than anyone else on the entire planet. Wait. Yet none of them hold a candle to Skyrim's most hated NPC of all time. Well, they probably do, but he's the one we come across first, and that man is Nazeem. A Redguard farm owner who thinks himself above everyone else, even though he not only doesn't do anything, but he doesn't even own a house. Now, because we are all psychopaths with a long history of violence, we naturally want to kill him, but for some people like me, killing someone just isn't enough. It's too finite. Sometimes you gotta go completely scorched earth and systematically ruin their entire life, only to then banish their soul to the soul cairn for eternity. And since there is no detailed guide on absolutely eviscerating everything this milk drinker touches, aside from my old video I made 4 years ago, allow me to be the first. Hello my fellow hirelings of House Telvanni, I'm Neloth, and let's go ruin Nazeem.
Do you get to the Cloud District very often? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't.
Now, the best way for us to begin our crusade is to send Nazeem a message, and that message is our fist, and the courier is our arm, and the recipient is his face, and his... never mind, you get the idea. After committing assault and either paying off your fine or counting flying sheep in prison, you will want to head outside of Whiterun to Nazeem's farm, which is called Chillfurrow Farm.
Oh, it took years. But I earned my way to the top. I own Chillfurrow Farm, you see. Very successful business, obviously.
And is being attended to by a lone farmer named Wilmoth with some of the most unique dialogue in the game.
Come, I haven't got all day.
Here we will want to harm Nazeem's overall bottom line by taking his crops and either keeping them for ourselves or selling them to another farmer like Afhild Battleborn or Severio Pelagia. Be sure to also take the single chicken egg on the farm as well and make an omelet or something with it. Next, we are going to want to lower productivity on the farm by bullying Wilmoth. Maybe slap him around a couple of times with your fists, but more importantly, steal everything inside the farmhouse, which is also Wilmoth's home. From every fork to every salmon steak to every book, we want to clean out this house so hard that Mr. Clean himself will want us to take his place. And don't just stop at the farmhouse, as we will want to personally empty Wilmoth's pockets as well, and even take the clothes off his back if possible. This robbery will negatively impact Wilmoth, and so his productivity as a farmer will plummet, which is exactly what we want, as it will affect Nazeem economically. Afterwards, we will want to eliminate the farm animals as well, including the 2 chickens and the cow, as this will harm Nazeem's bottom line even further, and pretty much shut down his farm production for the foreseeable future. And remember, Chillfurrow Farm is basically Nazeem's only source of revenue that we know of, so this will all be pretty devastating for him. But wait, there's more, as we can make a bad situation even worse by killing the 2 Whiterun guards that are always nearby the farm and dragging their bodies in front of the farmhouse door. Killing a guard is a serious crime, and if there are 2 of them just lying dead in front of the farm, there will likely be an investigation into the murders. Meaning that the Whiterun guard will be poking into Nazeem's business and ransacking Wilmoth's empty house, and maybe even temporarily shutting down the farm. And rumors around Whiterun will spread, rumors that will make Nazeem look bad in the public eye, causing a great amount of stress for both Nazeem and Wilmoth, and lowering productivity on the farm even more, probably into the negatives at this point. We will be returning to the farm again soon, but for now, let us return to the city and pay a visit to the Drunken Huntsman, which is both a hunting supply store and a tavern which Nazeem sleeps at. Here, we will want to purchase some supplies from Elrendir and then barge into Nazeem's room and steal everything we can find, and maybe go the extra mile and steal everything else in the Drunken Huntsman as well. Afterwards, try to catch Nazeem while he's sleeping or wait out in the marketplace and steal every single thing from his pockets, even his clothes, for extra humiliation so that he looks worse off than dear old Brenuin. Be sure to steal from Nazeem's wife, Ahlam, as well, as we want to make her as unhappy as possible, but maybe not her clothes. After all, we're not uncivilized here, just extremely deranged. If you know the saying, happy wife, happy life, then you know we want to make sure the exact opposite happens with Ahlam. Sure, Nazeem is always up his own ass and neglects his wife constantly, but if we bully Ahlam enough, she will become so upset that not even Nazeem could ignore her. Next, we will want to rob Ahlam's friends as well, causing her deeper unhappiness, which will hopefully make her lash out at Nazeem, making him even more unhappy. Be sure to pickpocket the priestess Danica and acolyte Jensen at the Temple of Kinnereth, as Danica is Ahlam's friend, and Jensen is likely Ahlam's lover. Yes, you heard me right. It is very likely that Ahlam is having an affair, and the evidence is that Nazeem, Ahlam, and Jensen all carry keys to a Winter Sand manor, even though that manor doesn't exist in-game. Nazeem and his wife were likely supposed to have a house, but it was cut from the game for reasons unknown. Likely just time constraints. But Jensen having a key likely means that he was paying Ahlam a visit when her husband wasn't around, and it wasn't for praying unless it was to the goddess Dibella, of course. Besides, Ahlam has a particular line that showcases her having interests other than Nazeem.
Here you stand, talking to a married woman. Why? Am I that interesting? Or perhaps there are other things on your mind?
Be sure to steal everything within the temple as well, as this is the place Ahlam spends her time at, and stealing from a place she considers sacred will hurt her even more. Now that you have robbed the temple, we will now move on to the violent part of the video where we go completely scorched earth. Our first lucky winner is Wilmeth, and we will want to eradicate him inside the farmhouse or outside. It really doesn't matter since the guards aren't gonna come a-knocking. And with Wilmeth dead, there will be absolutely no one to run the farm, meaning that Nazeem's revenue has gone straight to zero. Next, we will want to torment Ahlam by killing Danica, who is killable after her quest, which I didn't do for this video, and acolyte Jensen, who can be killed at any time. And while you're at it, kill the wounded soldier and farmer to just really destroy Ahlam. And after that, we will want to locate Ahlam and send her to Aetherius, or perhaps soul trap her and send her to the Soul Cairn. Maybe even enchant her soul into a fork, name it something horrible like Ahlam's Lament, and slip it into Nazeem's pocket, even though he is lacking in pockets right now. I will say that Ahlam does not really deserve death, and I actually feel bad that she has ended up in a loveless marriage with a neglectful husband that is one of the most annoying NPCs in gaming history. So because of that, I will speak about an alternative ending to this video where we destroy Nazeem and raise Ahlam to a greater status. Just you wait. Right now, Nazeem has been left in a destitute state, and so what we will want to do is take his place as a dominant farm owner in Whiterun Hold, and amass more economic and political power than he ever could, so that we can use that power to fuck him over more and just rub our wealth and power in his face. Just like he tried to do to all of us. First, we will want to do the main quest and go delve into a Nordic tomb and fight a big-ass dragon threatening Whiterun, and afterwards we will become a Thane of Whiterun. A position that Nazeem likely doesn't have, because even though he says he advises the Jarl on political matters, he never even enters Dragon's Reach.
I actually advise the Jarl on political matters. My input is invaluable, of course. but this is all probably a bit over your head.
And his counsel is likely as useful as Whiterun's steward Preventus Avenices before he gets his counsel from his own daughter. Afterwards, since we have already done quite a bit of stealing, I would recommend joining the Thieves Guild and spreading the guild's influence all over Skyrim and especially within Whiterun. As when the Thieves Guild controls Whiterun, we will gain an important ally within the Battleborn family who own a rival farm called the Battleborn Farm. Meaning that the Battleborns will get far richer and Nazeem will probably get poorer because he's not on the team like we are. It also helps that when the Thieves Guild controls Whiterun, we will gain more economic and corrupt political power, as we don't have to pay the high fines of a bounty when committing crimes. And that's more power than Nazeem will have in 10 lifetimes. Next, we will want to get super political and join a side in Skyrim's civil war. The reason for this is because the war will come to Whiterun, which will cause a lot of damage. Especially to the farms outside Whiterun, since no matter what side you fight for, poor Severio Pelagia will be killed, which is honestly quite sad as he settled in Skyrim as a farmer to escape war, but it found him anyways.
I had my years of war and fighting. Senseless. All of it. All I want now is a rake and a patch of good soil.
But enough about feeling sorry for others, because we only have time to think about more ways to absolutely systematically eradicate Nazeem from the face of Nirn itself. Now, what side you join doesn't matter too much, but for this video, I would recommend the Stormcloaks because according to Arcadia and Adrian, after the Stormcloaks take over, they say that they have lost business because the new Stormcloak guards avoid buying from them, mostly because they aren't Nords.
But I do less business than I used to. The Stormcloaks don't like buying from anyone that isn't a Nord. If I wasn't married to Ulfberth, I'd be out of business.
And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Nazeem is not a Nord, but is actually a Red Guard. I know, shocking, right? But in all seriousness, if the Stormcloaks take over the city, Nazeem will probably lose even more business because the Stormcloaks will likely want to buy from more Nordic farmers. Although the only Nordic farmers are the Battleborns and the Stormcloaks hate them, so I'm not entirely sure. But we know that Carlotta, a Nord, does not get her supply of food from Nazeem, but rather Severio Pelagia and his farm, so the Stormcloaks will probably flock to her for all their produce needs instead. I mean, they're all flocking to ask for her marriage proposal anyways, so... Also, when the Stormcloaks take over Whiterun, we get to become a Thane again, which is twice more than Nazeem will ever get. And before any of you Stormcloak simps whine in the comments about how the Stormcloaks actually aren't prejudiced, just know that I'm using information provided in-game from people experiencing their rule, so, you know, don't shoot the magical messenger. While we are amassing more political power than Nazeem will ever get so we can rub it in his face more, be sure to join the Companions and work your way up to become the Harbinger, which is one of the most respected and honored positions in all of Whiterun and all of Skyrim for that matter, and a position Nazeem will never get. Now that we have all of this economic and political power, it is time to finally bulldoze into the farming market and take all of the profits Nazeem was unable to acquire, because we absolutely wrecked his farm and family. If you have the Anniversary Edition to Skyrim, you will want to make your way over to Rorikstead, and nearby you will find a farm called Goldenhills Plantation. Here, we will want to complete the small quest to unlock and upgrade the farm, and we will want to make sure it is fully upgraded and producing many ingredients that can be turned into powerful potions. For more information on this farm, be sure to watch my Skyrim money-making guide where I get super into Goldenhills Plantation and the farming mechanics. Besides, it will help you to amass more wealth than Nazeem will ever have, making him jealous of you and upset at himself for being a failure in business. Now we have come to the end. We have stolen everything from Nazeem. destroyed his farm, ruined his name, and left him completely destitute. We have waged psychological warfare and harmed Nazeem mentally by taking away his business and even slowly driving his wife mad, then killing her, causing Nazeem to likely feel guilty for neglecting her in the first place. By Boethia, if this doesn't put me on the Empire's watch list, I don't know what will. And after all that, we have become more powerful politically and financially than he ever could. Instead of him asking if we get to the Cloud District very often, we will be asking if he gets to the Cloud District very often. And of course, we already know the answer to that question. We will want to wait till it is night and everyone has gone to sleep, especially poor, sad, destitute Nazeem, who is spending what little money he has left in his room at the Drunken Huntsman. We will want to trap his very soul using Soul Trap, and then with the biggest or coolest weapon we have, strike him down and imprison his soul in a black soul gem, which we will use to enchant into a fork or dull iron dagger and proceed to toss into some filthy Falmer den for them to use in whatever disgusting shenanigans those Falmer get up to. But we aren't done yet. We may have taken Nazeem's soul, but there is one thing left that remains: Nazeem's body. If you love necromancy as much as any totally sane member of House Telvanni, you will want to use the spell Dead Thrall, which you get after reaching level 90 in Conjuration and doing a quest for the wizard Finis Gester. Resurrect his body and bring him to a giant camp and send him to fight the giants head on. Here, one of the giants will swing their massive club down on Nazeem and send his soulless body straight into the sky, straight into the real Cloud District he never shuts the fuck up about. If you can reacquire his corpse, then I would recommend permanently torturing his dead body in cool and unique ways. Be sure to watch the YouTuber Psydeck, a YouTuber who has been killing Nazeem daily for over 1,400 days. An Argonian who puts my efforts of destroying Nazeem to shame. And that is how you destroy Nazeem. However, before, I mentioned that I have an alternative ending, a sort of good ending for Ahlam, though it's not necessarily good since you still have to kill someone. If you wish to aid Ahlam and help her rise above her station, help her rise to a more prevalent and respected position than Nazeem ever could, I would recommend ignoring anything I have said that would hurt Ahlam or anyone at the Temple of Kinnereth, and also avoid siding with the Stormcloaks but still do everything else. And after killing Nazeem, we will want to kill someone else, Arcadia at Arcadia's Cauldron. Because if we kill Arcadia, then Ahlam will actually take over as Whiterun's new apothecary, or alchemist for all you illiterate peasants out there. And while there are many farm owners, there is only one alchemist that actually has a store dedicated to making potions for people. Sure, there is Farengar and Danica, both of whom probably have knowledge in alchemy, but alchemy is not their sole trade. Meaning that Ahlam will rise to be quite an important person in Whiterun, and as she learns more about making potions and gets acclimated with her new position, she will become more notable than Nazeem ever could have. Be sure to also sell many of your potions to Ahlam as well. Even if she doesn't have enough money to pay you, just give them to her for free so that her business can thrive more than any other. And so if you don't feel comfortable killing Ahlam and everyone else at the Temple of Kinnereth, here is your good ending. Sort of. One last nail in Nazeem's rotting coffin. His wife will become more successful and happier without him, and probably even settle down and marry Acolyte Jensen. But regardless of what route you chose, we have completely and totally destroyed Nazeem. which is something we all aspire to do deep down. And that is all I wrote, a video where I give you a detailed guide on how to banish Nazeem from existence and eviscerate him in the marketplace of ideas. This was a fun video that I enjoyed making and another lovely addition to my How to Destroy Blank series. But this is actually a remaster of a very old video I made 4 years ago where I did the same thing, but now with more steps, more detail, and just better quality overall. I mean, by Boethia, look at that thumbnail. I think I made that in Keynote on my phone. I wanted to make a shorter video before working on my Destroy the Empire video to keep you all hooked, and Nazeem was just the best choice in doing so. And you know who else keeps me hooked on making videos for the epic House Telvanni channel? Well, it's my channel members, silly. My lawmen and mouths. And they are... Mirak, Sovdark, Will Ernst, The Proud Prince, JJ Ensid, Milani Stilla, Grud, Ranger McKay, Luxie, Carson Friday, Dova 2023, Abdullah the Goat, David Correa, Keyril Gaming, Dalton Rupert, I Love House Halalu, Felix Rianis, Cosmo, Jarinish Evento, Grabowski, Serene Molly, Smooth Weaver Walkthroughs, Bane Hellborn, Shinigami James, Gret, The Ember Raven, Cat Lassie, Peter Illing, Jorinaris Targaryen, Awea Ann, and Winter Raven 37. So with all that being said, make sure to like the like button, like the subscribe button, and like the bell notification down below to be updated on future videos. And I will see you whenever the fuck I decide to upload again. House Telvanni be with you.
I suppose you want to be asked nicely. Very well. Please, O hero of Skyrim, I shall be ever so grateful.